Good morning, students. Now, first part you have read. Now, I am asking you questions. Why did the neighbors kill the dog? The neighbors killed the dog to find the gold. Mark the right item. The old farmer and his wife loved the dog because it helped them in their day-to-day work, as it was their own baby, as they were kind to all living beings, which can be B and C, as if it were their own baby, as they were kind to all living beings. Now see second, when the old couple became rich, they gave the dog better food, invited their greedy neighbors to a feast, lived comfortably and were generous towards their poor neighbors. Which one is right? C. Lived comfortably and were generous towards their poor neighbors. Now see third, the greedy couple borrowed the mill and the mortar to make rice pastry and bean sauce, magic as to win reward a pile of gold. What did they want to do? Because as they were greedy, they wanted a pile of gold. Now students, we will read the second part of this story. Not long after that, the good old man dreamed again. Again, he had a dream, and the spirit of the dog spoke to him, telling him how the wicked people had burned the mill and made from the pine tree. Take the ashes of the mill, sprinkle them on the withered trees, and they will bloom again, said the dog's spirit. Now, the dog again asked him that the wicked, he told everything to the farmer, that the wicked people had burned the mill which was made from the pine tree. Now he said that you have to take the ashes of the mill and sprinkle them on the withered leaves. You have to spread them on the withered जो मुरझा गई हैं पत्तियाँ, उन पर फेंक देना, and they will bloom again, said the dog spirit. The old man awoke and went at once to his wicked neighbor's house, where he found the miserable old pair sitting at the edge of their square fireplace in the middle of the floor, smoking and spinning. Now the old man woke up and went to the wicked neighbor's house, cruel neighbor's house. He found that the old pair sitting at the edge of their square fireplace in the middle of the floor and smoking and spinning. From time to time they warmed their hands and feet with the blaze from some bits of the mill, while behind them lay a pile of the broken pieces. And he also saw there the broken pieces of the mortar. The good old man humbly asked for the ashes, and now he demanded for the ashes, though the greedy couple turned up their noses at him and scolded him as if he were a thief. Now he started to give abuses. They let him fill his basket with the ashes. Though the covetous couple turned up their noses and scolded him as if he were a thief, they let him fill, and after that they allowed to fill the ashes in his basket. On coming home, the old man took his wife into the garden. It being winter, their favorite cherry tree was bare. He sprinkled a pinch of ashes on it, and lo, it sprouted, blossomed until it became a cloud of pink blooms which perfumed the air. The news of this filled the village, and everyone ran out to see the wonder. And now when he reached, he sprinkled a pinch of the ashes on the cherry tree. It bloomed, and this news spread in the village, and everyone surprised to find this. The covetous couple also heard the story, and gathering up the remaining ashes to the mill, kept them to make withered trees blossom. And the greedy, covetous couple also did the same. The kind old man, hearing that his lord, the daimyo, was to pass along the high road near the village, set out to see him. Taking his basket of ashes, as the train approached, he climbed up on an withered cherry tree that stood by the wayside. And now he took that. Then the kind old man knew that the daimyo was passing from there, so he took his basket and reached there. Now in the days of the daimyos, it was the custom, when the lord passed by, for all the loyal people to shut up their high windows. They even pasted them fast with a slip of paper, so as not to commit the impertinence, bad manners of looking down on his lordship. All the people along the road would fall upon their hands and knees and remain prostrate, laying down straight, when they knew all windows and high windows shut, and they even pasted them fast with a slip of paper, so as not to commit, उनसे कोई भी नहीं झांक सके. All the people along the road would fall upon their hands and knees and remain prostrate until the procession passed by. The train drew near. One tall, competent man marched ahead. Now the train was very near, and one person who was ahead, crying out to the people by the way, get down on your knees, get down on your knees. And he was saying, get down on your knees, and everyone kneeled down while the procession was passing, and everyone knelt down. Suddenly the leader of the van caught sight of the aged man up in the tree. He was about to call out to him in an angry tone, but seeing he was such an old fellow, he pretended not to notice him and passed him by. Suddenly he saw that there was a person who was on the tree that was old, so he pretended to not to notice him. So when the daimyo's palanquin drew near, the old man, taking a pinch of ashes from the basket, scattered it over the tree. In a moment it burst into bloom. And now that old person scattered a pinch of ashes, and the tree bloomed. The delighted daimyo ordered the train to be stopped and got out to see the wonder. And he wanted to see the wonder. Calling the old man to him, he thanked him and ordered presents of silk robes, sponge cakes, all these things he gave that old person as a reward. He even invited him to his palace, and not only he gave rewards, but he also invited him to his palace. Now, but when the greedy neighbor heard it, he took some of because it was his habit, so he thought he would do the same, and he would be able to get so many reward. There he waited until a daimyo's train came along, and instead of kneeling down like the crowd, he climbed a withered cherry tree. Instead of kneeling down, he climbed on a withered tree. When the daimyo himself was almost directly under him, he threw a handful of ashes over the tree, which did not change a particle. When he threw the ashes, there was no change. The wind blew, and the fine dust in the noses and eyes of the daimyo and his wife. Such sneezing and choking, it spoiled all the atmosphere. And now because of that, there is sneezing, choking, the man whose business it was to cry, "Get down on your knees," he said, "Get down," seized the old fool by the collar and dragged him from the tree and fell down him and his basket into the ditch by the road. Then beating him soundly, he left him for dead. And now he said, he snatched his collar and dragged him from the tree. He also fell down. Then beating him, he beated him. He felled him for dead. Ditch means pit. Thus the wicked old man died in the mud, but the kind friend of the dog dwelled. Dwelled means lived in peace and plenty, and both he and his wife lived to a green old age. Now the wicked old man died, but the kind friend lived in peace, and now both he and his wife live to a green old age. So student, we should not be greedy and we should not try to copy others. Thank you.